Hey y'all, so I'm gonna give a try with one of my first engine DIY videos. So this is my John Deere LX277 mower and had a little bit of a problem. So my wife started to mow the lawn while I did some weed whacking and something just broke, and turns out it was this. This is the deck belt, which clearly is no longer working. So had to go find a replacement, and today we are going to learn how to replace the deck belt, which of course spins the blades in two different places and looks really complex, but watch a few videos and think I'm good to go. So let's get started. So I was hoping to not have to take the deck off, but after watching a few videos, it looks like it's gonna be a little bit easier to do that. So first thing you're gonna need is a socket wrench set. So I've had this set for a couple years now, usually does the trick. Got that. Let's figure out what size it is. So on the deck, two of the places the belt has to go has these coverings on it, so I'm going to have to loosen up all these. And on the other side, you'll see there's one there as well. So that's going to be first thing I do, so I can kind of get a look at what we're dealing with here. So after a couple quick checks, determined it is going to be a 13. So let's get the wrench and get started. Just realized I skipped a step. So this thing right here is called a tensioner rod. I'm going to go ahead and push down on this, lift it up to get that out of the way. Make things a little easier. By the way, you'll notice when you push that, what it's doing is it's loosening things up in here so that you can get the belts on and off. So if you watch carefully, you'll see that it's actually moving this part right in there, that little circle thing, which as you can see is missing a belt right now. That's what we're replacing. I know this sounds obvious, but make sure you have a place to put all these, because if you lose them, you're going to be pretty angry with yourself later. Okay, first one's done. Let's take it off and see what we can see. As you can see, got something that wants to spin here, no belt. All right, now we move on to the other side. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3 more to go, although I don't know what this is. We'll figure that out in a minute. That's got to be for something. You know, one of the things that's nice about doing this is you can get all of the crap that's stuck in there. Like this. I bet that wasn't helping. So I'll give that a good clean before I keep going here. Honestly, just a thought, but I do wonder if maybe that was part of the reason the belt broke, because this thing was wedged in there pretty good. Starting to wonder if maybe I should do this more regularly, because there's a lot under this one too. Just something to think about. Kind of got tired of picking it out with my fingers, so we're going to use the blower real quick. So up next, we gotta get these things pulled, and they are really tough to move. So we're gonna have to really mess around with that to get that loose, because if you don't get that loose from this green thing here, it's not coming off. So after a little bit of investigating, I believe there's a little pin here that I gotta pull out to get the washer off before I actually pull that out. So that's gonna be interesting. So plan B. I had a hard time getting those pins out, so I'm just going to try to put the belt on without even taking the deck off. Let's see how it goes. So luckily I found someone on YouTube, DIY Amateur Hour, shout out to you, who took the whole deck out from underneath, and I can see exactly where the belt path is supposed to go. So far, seems to make perfect sense. So I'm going to show you how I ran it. Hopefully the camera work won't be too bad. So here's the image I found in that video, and you'll see that right here in the middle, which is right in there, there's two of them. That top one right there connects to the engine, which of course the engine causes a spinning, which causes this one to spin. And right under that is where the deck belt's gonna go. So you'll see it goes over here first, into a spindle here, which I already have the top off. So into that one. Then it goes around to the one at the front center, which is right here. And then it does this like hard cut in right in between that one. So you'll see that I fed that kind of right in through there. And that zips around and goes around the one in there, which I've currently got that all set up here. And by the way, the only reason this is even working at all is because I found this spring. which is probably going to be a real pain to get back on. But this was connected to here, right there at the front. And then I got to get that reconnected somehow to this thing. So anyway, and after that last one, it loops around on the, towards the middle, around that last one right here. And then it goes around the main one, which is, of course, under. See if I can get a better angle here. There you go. You can see there's two there. That top one is for the, connects to the engine. The lower one is where the belt I'm putting on right now is. So now that I got the belt all corrected here, I'm gonna reattach this spring to this front thing right here. We'll see how it goes. There's a little bit of strength. All right, just shoot a little tug here. Should be good to get it on. Just gotta get this thing to twist the right way, and too hard to hold the camera and do that. So here's what it looked like when I was done. I thought that was a little too easy. Turns out I missed one. So right in here, gotta get it, I gotta get this up. So right in here, I still have to get this one right here under that and wrap it around that. So we'll see how that goes. Luckily, this last piece, sometimes it gets a little jammed, but it does move. You give it a little strong push there. So I took the spring off again. I'm gonna go under this right here, and that should be the last piece. Once that's in there, the whole belt path is ready to go. All right, did some more finagling. And one thing that threw me off a little bit is, you'll notice that with these cables, here, I'll take the old one to show you. They got like a nice flat side, and then they have this kind of like trapezoid-like side. You can see how there's a smaller side here, a thicker side here. So this angled side that has like a slant here and here, that's supposed to go into the gear. But you'll notice, like in certain spots it does, like right here, but then because it wraps around here, you got the flat part going around this one. So I have to assume that that's right. And then over here, the one that actually spins the blade, the trapezoid, the curved side is going into there. So that should be okay. We will find out. As I catch my breath here, I gotta tell you, the hardest part was this right here. Once you have everything connected and the path is correct, pulling this spring back to here, maybe there's an easier way to do it, but if there is, I'm unaware of it. But that took quite a bit of strength to get that hook back around there. All right, all that's left to do now is to fire it up and see if it works. Fingers crossed. Now, I'm not gonna put the plastic back on yet because I wanna make sure everything's spinning correctly. So once I turn it on, we're gonna take a look at that, make sure everything's moving properly. By the way, don't go too fast because then you might forget to do what I just did, which is put the drive belt back on. This connects from the engine to that top one back there. Don't do that and, well, nothing will work. By the way, to put that back on, that driver belt, make sure you pull this to loosen things up in there to make it easier on yourself. Okay, got the drive belt back on. Got the new deck belt for the blades. Make sure you put the tensioner rod back into place. Everything seems nice and tight. Let's fire up and see how it looks. All right, here's the moment of truth. Let's get it fired up. So far, so good. Hold this, blades and spin. Sounds good. It was pretty obvious that it was working when I looked at this. So, fortunately and unfortunately, back in business, and it is time to get that grass cut. Thanks for watching, guys. Barnyard Beats with Farmer Dan is not just about the animals, it's not just about the music, it's about everything farming, and mowing the lawn is a big part about farming. So if this video was helpful, please like it, please subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll see you soon in the barnyard. And just for you people that have horrible memories like me, don't forget to put these back on. That would not be good. Do not forget to follow DIY Amateur Hour. Without that dude's YouTube channel, it might have been a lot harder. Farmer Dan out.